Can you see me?
Yes, you are. You
I don't
can
know.
change the view from top actually.
Put in the gallery view. Okay, there you are.
Yeah.
It was not a gallery view. Put my phone on silence. We'll start exactly in 1 minute. 30 and good afternoon and welcome everyone to another webinar by the Destination Knowledge Center. And today we really have a yummy, delicious topic, which is from our uh, series on food and culinary traditions of the Indian subcontinent. Today, we have a webinar on the food stories of Nepal. And to tell us more, we have with us Deenam Labichane who's the general manager of Sita, Nepal. Deenam, over to you, but please tell us more about what is there on this thali. They're all very delicious looking stuff.
Thank you so much for Kuntil for introducing me and inviting me to share some food stories of Nepal, a topic that I love to talk about all the time. Namaste and good afternoon everyone. In front of you is a Nepali thali basically. This is how we eat in Nepal, plus minus some item every day. So basically in the center is uh, brown rice, which is easily available everywhere. And on the side, a paste kind of consistency is dhiro, which is also called par food for mountain people. We will talk more about it in the later slide. And potato fried, and there is a fresh pickle made of tomato. And you can also see after the pickle paste, you can see the fermented pickle, which is called mulako achar. It is made of radish, and you have some bitter gourd and ghee also there, a green chili, and um, mutton curry in a bowl, and curd, yogurt as dessert. So moving on, I'd like to switch my video off to save some bandwidth. Please be, yes. So we'll talk about food of Nepal. Basically, today we are talking about Nepal, the country where conversation starts by asking, "Khana khanu bhayo?" Meaning, have you had your meal? Or tia khanu bhayo? Have you had your tea? Even for tea, we call khanu bhayo, meaning, have you eaten your tea? Technically, we don't eat tea or water, we drink it. But we ask khanu bhayo, meaning, have you eaten? So that is how Nepal is. Nepal is a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multilingual country, and Nepali and Nepalese cuisine comprises of a variety of cuisine based upon ethnicity, its soil, and climate relating to Nepal's cultural diversity and geography. There is no better way to understand Nepal and Nepali people than through their cuisine. Nepal doesn't have one distinct style of cooking. However, the food habit differ depending upon region to region. Nepali food has been largely influenced by Indian style of cooking and Tibetan style of cooking towards north. Authentic Nepali taste is basically found in Newari and Thakali cuisines. Newari is the authentic, ethnic community of Kathmandu Valley, whereas Thakalis are from Mustang region, which are available in the Nepali cuisines and Thakali cuisines are available in large number of eateries spread all over Kathmandu Valley and in country as well. And it is very interesting to add eating pattern of Nepali over here. Nepali people normally they don't have breakfast. They have normally have lunch before leaving for their work. Leaving for their work. So there is no such concept of breakfast, and people normally want to have their lunch before leaving for work, school, or colleges. So the concept of breakfast is very rare. Proper meal is breakfast for Nepalese people. Lunchtime is basically for snacking accompanied by tea. We call it khaja khani. It depends upon where you are. It is largely from 1 p.m. to 2 to 3 p.m. You have khaja. So it is accompanied with tea, and you have light snacking and tea uh, along with it. And dinner is again a proper meal. But in the picture, you can see the early morning delight. So what it is, in Kathmandu Valley, we love having jiri swari and guaramari as our early morning tea accompaniment. Basically, in the picture, the first picture, you can see jiri swari. Imagine having it early morning with tea. Jiri is jalebi actually in Hindi, and swari is a bread made out of maida, all-purpose flour, and then it is fried in ghee. So this is what is early morning delight during the weekend or holiday. You would want to, someone in the family would bring it and we have it. And guaramari on the left hand side on the bottom is a kind of local delight which is made out of again all-purpose flour, and it is a fried ball of flour which goes very good with early morning tea. So these are the things that we love to have with early morning tea during Saturdays or during the holidays. And these are the kind of places where you find it. Basically, this one picture on the right is a gully in Patan Darbar Square where there is almost 100-year-old shop selling all this kind of jiri swari, guaramari, and all kind of dessert that we love. Now moving on to our comfort food, dal bhat tarkari. It is also famously known by travelers saying that dal bhat power 24 hour. Meaning if you had your dal bhat before leaving for work, then you are good to go for 24 hours. Dal bhat tarkari is eaten throughout Nepal. Dal is a soup made of lentil and herbs served over boiled grain, which is bhat or bhuja, largely understood or called bhat, usually rice, but sometimes it can be other grain like corn or wheat as well. And people have it with vegetable curry, which is called tarkari. And condiments are usually small amount of spicy pickle. You saw in the first picture also, which is commonly referred to as achar, and which can be fresh or fermented depending upon season or your taste. So in the picture also you can see how we eat our meal, especially morning meal or evening dinner. We prefer to have it like this. And how you eat it is also very distinct in Nepali style. Basically, you mix dal with rice and then a little bit of tarkari, which is vegetable curry or meat curry, depending upon what is available or what is in the kitchen or cooked by your mother family member. And you pick a small amount of pickle also, and then mix it together and have it. We don't have it, we're one at a time in small portions, but we mix everything together and have it. So this is how dal bhat tarkari is, people have it. And now we move on to dhiro. It is a khas cuisine basically, and it can be called power food as well. Dhiro is another traditional food basically consumed in the upper hill region and mountainous region. It's a porridge-like consistency made using flour and hot water, but it's thicker than that. You can see the picture. The flour can be buckwheat, corn, millet, depending upon the availability in the region. You can see in the picture, it is again accompanied by dal and vegetable curry, whatever you have in the kitchen or whatever you want to prepare. Meat also goes well. And some places people have it with curd or yogurt also. And in the middle, you can see there is a melted ghee, clarified butter poured in the middle of this dhiro. So we will talk about, in the previous slide also, I want to add some more thing. For a traveler to Nepal, there are plenty of choices if they want to try dal bhat or dhiro set. Dwarika's Krishnarpan is highly recommended for high-end restaurant, for an authentic Nepali dinner experience. But if you ask me my personal favorite, I would love to, I love the way Thakali community makes dal bhat. Thakali is ethnic community originally from Mustang region, and the way they make dal bhat, nothing can beat it. And my favorite Thakali restaurant would be Jimbu Thakali and Tukuche's Thakali. Both are my favorite. And Jimbu Thakali is just right next to Vivanta by Taj in Patan or Lalitpur. And there are other places like in Bisal Nagar also, they have their outlet. Now, let's talk about some unique taste of Nepalese cuisine by starting with dahi chura as welcome to the monsoon season. Basically, in monsoon, Nepalese celebrate the monsoon season as a festival in the most beautiful way because we celebrate is as Ropai Jatra. Ropai meaning planting, and because as you see, rice has significant role in Nepalese staple diet, so we plant paddy in the monsoon season. On the first week of July, dahi chura and aloo ko achar, meaning potato salad, is consumed, and these are the main dishes people savor on this festival. It is celebrated like festival by going to field and planting the paddy plantation, doing the paddy plantation. Now another thing is, see, we have something to bid farewell to monsoon as well. So on the picture, you can see some sprouted beans and meat and bone on it. So basically, after a couple of months of rigorous work on paddy field, Kathmandu farmers nourishes their body by consuming mixed sprouted legumes soup called kwati. Kwati festival is celebrated on Kwati Puni, which is a full moon day. Basically, the festival is celebrated towards the end of monsoon, also known as Janai Purnima. Hindus celebrate this day by tying a sacred thread around their body and wrist. And the day is celebrated as Raksha Bandhan in India. So basically, Kwati is prepared from a mixture of 9 type of legumes. Some say this 9 legumes signify the 9th month of Nepali Sambat calendar in which the festival is celebrated. So we have 2 Sambat. One is Bikram Sambat that we celebrate and we follow, and there is also Nepal Sambat, especially from Kathmandu Valley, we have as a calendar. So this is celebrated on the 9th month of Nepali calendar. The legumes include fava beans, soya bean, moong bean, gram, field pea, green pea, black-eyed pea, and etc. So 9 type of beans are used here. The legumes are soaked overnight and let it germinated and then cooked into soup. Locals believe that this soup makes the body immune to all the seasonal ailments and also improve the digestive system. Kwati. So what is this name Kwati? Kwati in Nevari language translate to hot soup. So Kwa means hot and Ti refers to as soup. In some household, it is cooked with bone in goat meat or buffalo meat, and sometimes it is also cooked with momos. The dumplings are dropped in the soup. It adds to taste and flavor. Kwati itself is very delicious without bone also, but the bone in goat meat adds to the flavor. Goat meat have that good dense flavor and aroma for making a very good soup. Now then let's learn about how it is sprouted and made out of this kind of beans. Now let's talk about Kathmandu Valley. Let's learn some amazing cuisines of Kathmandu Valley. Kathmandu Valley is one of the top among the ethnic cuisines in Nepal that is found in Nepal. So history of Kathmandu begins with a myth which tells how Manjusri, a bodhisattva, meaning a Buddha to be, came down from north and cleaved the valley rim to release the water of an enormous lake. Kathmandu was enormous lake earlier, which was called Nagdaha as well, thus rendering the valley habitable for propagation of Buddhist faith. So historical evidence also suggests that Kathmandu Valley once was a big lake and the soil here has always been fertile. Here, wave after wave of human migration has arrived to escape famine or war in search of plenty because it is so fertile. Kathmandu must have appeared very prosperous to any settler back then, as any sown seed thrown on the ground would have taken root, flowered, and borne fruit. The climate of Kathmandu Valley has always been pleasant, and the sight of snow-capped mountain or Himalayas on the north is amazing. It is also possible to imagine the richness of the culture of Kathmandu people through their food as well. So let's imagine the cultural richness through the food. The Newars are indigenous population of Kathmandu Valley, and they cater to one of the best snacks, I would say, all over the world, or definitely in Nepal. Their cuisine makes much use of buffalo meat. However, they also have prepared this vegetable soup made of potato and bamboo shoot is something else out of the world, I would say. They have a large variety of meat dishes using every part of animal. What is available, like liver is consumed, intestine, lungs, and other parts as well, apart from meat, bone, and skin. So they are specially cooked in, all these special delicacies are cooked in during the festivals and feasts, but these popular dishes are also found in eateries where people go to drink in the evening. They ask for these kind of snacks as well. So on the screen you can see a layout. This is called Samay Bhaji. Samay Bhaji is a Newari meal consisting several dishes symbolizing good luck, fortune, health, and longevity, and prosperity. Typically, it consists of bhaji, which is called which is pounded rice. Samay is puffed rice, and murri, different kind of breads, fried soybean, fried ginger, boiled and marinated meat, fried and dried whole fish, fresh fruits, and savory lentil pancake. And this is served with oila basically. And this is served as the meal. Basically, this meal is prepared traditionally during the festivals or family celebrations and served as appetizer before meals. So you can imagine where appetizer or starter is this big, how big is a meal. This is again a Newari platter, I would say. On the top, you can see choila, and you can see some pickle made out of cucumber and fried potato. You can also see lentil pancake, which we call bara, and fried egg. It has a very significant importance in Newari culture and in the culture of Kathmandu Valley people, and the fried fish. These are dried fried fish, and they are auspicious, and they're also given as sagun if you pass the exam. If it's your birthday, we celebrate it, and we also offer the person this kind of food as sagun. Now, again, to add to some unique taste, bara, which is an all-time favorite for everyone, basically. Bara is a traditional Newari snacks, which is more like pancake made out of black lentil. But you can also use moong lentil to make bara. It is healthy as well as hygienic food and is one of the most popular food in Nepal. Many small or big restaurants specializing in Newari food offer tasty bara at a very reasonable price. It is golden brown in color, as you can see, and could be made by mixing it with meat or egg, in which it is known as masu bara. Masu bara meaning meat bara, and anda bara meaning egg bara. You can see, you can add the toppings over here. Otherwise, bara is generally a vegetarian dish with if you're not mixing with egg and meat. Now we move on to this unique dish, which is called chatamari, and it is a kind of Newari pizza. Chatamari is a famous Newari dish. Chatamari is widely eaten as snacks and has become popular in other cultures too. So many restaurants in Kathmandu serve chatamari as appetizer. Tatamari, which is also known as Newari pizza, is beloved street food as well. It has perfectly crunchy pizza crust made of rice flour. And the topping can be anything from vegetarian style or just onion, or you can add eggs or a minced meat of buffalo, chicken, according to the taste. Now, moving on to choila, something very interesting as you can see. Choila is a typical Newari dish that consists of spiced grilled buffalo meat. So it is mainly prepared of a buffalo meat, water buffalo meat. Though the dish is traditionally popular, with water buffalo meat, but nowadays we also use mutton, make mutton choila, chicken choila, dog choila, even vegetarian choilas have come up like Nutrella. Some people make choila with Nutrella nuggets also, and some people make it with mushrooms also, and it comes out very nice. Usually it is eaten with rice flakes, or you can also say pounded rice, which is called chura in Nepali. This dish is typically very spicy and mouth-watering. So this is choila, and you can find choila in I think every second or third, fifth shop in Patan Darbar Square. Choila from Patan and Bhaktapur are very famous and popular. And if you want to try a place where it's a proper restaurant and it is hygienic, you can also Sava Village Cafe is highly recommended for all kind of Newari and Nepali cuisine, because they have this farm to table concept, wherein they directly and they appoint all the home-based female worker as restaurant hostess and kitchen staff, and the taste, you can still get authentic taste in a nice restaurant environment. On the picture, you can also see some kind of mince meat as well. So this mince meat is consumed like this only. It can be consumed with egg also, it can be fried also, but people prefer to have it like this with, again, pounded rice, which is called chura. Now, when we talk about food in Nepal, momo completes the Nepali food. So we cannot just complete it without talking about momos. Basically, we also call it momos are called momocha in Kathmandu, and one cannot do without it because it is the favorite for office goers and people who work outside. So it is favorite for everyone in Nepal, basically, especially in Kathmandu and other part of the region. So momocha is said to have been brought in Nepal by Newar merchants from Tibet, because Nepal had this trading relationship with Tibet. So that time it was brought into Nepal of course, in the course of Trans-Himalayan trade. This dumpling has been modified to fit to our taste. So Nepali momos, and if I talk about momocha, so momocha are a little more spicy than the Chinese dumplings or Tibetan dumplings. Even we get different kind of, get to taste different kind of momos in Kathmandu. One also can get Tibetan kind of momos and momocha, which is as per the taste of Nepalese or Kathmandu people. It's a little more spicy, and you also can get widely the Darjeeling type of momos are also widely available in Kathmandu or in Nepal. Now we talk about sel roti. Sel roti is kind of bread which can be eaten or consumed all the time. Sel roti is a traditional homemade ring-shaped rice bread originating from Nepal, which is sweet in taste, not very sweet, but it has that sweetness because you add sugar to it. It is mostly prepared in festivals. During festivals like Dasai and Tihar, one must make it in the household. So these two festivals are widely celebrated among the Hindus in Nepal and also in Sikkim and Darjeeling region of India, where ethnic Nepalese people have the presence. And it is known as Singhal in Kumaon region. So this can you can have this as breakfast also. This is a perfect snack for tea time when we call it khaza khani. So this is a good stuff for tea time as well. And you can have it as breakfast also. You can have it as dinner also. Now coming back to dessert. Yomari is one of the most popular Newari dessert. I mean, Yomari Purni is the festival where Yomari is made and prepared in the household and consumed. Actually, this is celebrated in the month of December when it is a full moon, and we call it Yomari Pune, meaning Yomari Purnima. So basically, yamari is made out of rice flour, and then inside you can have the stuffing of jaggery tart, we call it chaku, and some sesame seed is used mixed with the chaku, and then it is made by steaming it. So it is more like modak in India also, but we don't use that jaggery directly. We use the tart made out of jaggery, melt it and make this. And it can also one can also use khova as the stuff to stuff inside. Now fermented pickle. Fermented pickles are actually, Nepalese have been making this fermented pickle for centuries using same kind of natural fermentation process. We don't add anything extra to get it fermented. It is believed that any kind of fermented pickle is associated with great health benefits, especially to improve the digestion. After eating spicy Nepali meal, pickle is believed to help support our proper digestion system, and it is believed that it helps minimize stomach bloating after eating too much. So basically, now it is time. Now the Dasai festival is approaching. We also make pickle called khalpi out of cucumber. I'll show you in the other picture. Every household will have it. And in the picture, you can see how this fermented pickle is made out of dalle khursani, is one of the hottest pepper you can find, and some garlics. And you can see bamboo shoot also. So it is mixed in oil and salt and then bottled and let it dry on the sun. And this is made out of
Zinam?
Dalle ko achar, meaning this is the most, the dalle is one of the hottest pepper in the world, I would say. And this is made by mixing it with bamboo shoot. So oil, garlic, and dalle khorsani, we call it dalle khorsani, dalle chilies, are mixed in um, oil with salt and pepper, and it is bottled and let it under the sun so that it is fermented well and ready to eat. And we prepare this similar kind of pickle like mulako achar, which is made of radish and mustard seed and mustard oil. And this is actually a time when we make khalpiko achar, which is made of cucumber. And it is believed that during the Dasa time, people eat a lot of mutton and meat. So it is believed that it helps digestion of this meat and you don't bloat much. And this is gundruk. So basically, Gundruk is probably the most popular and loved food in Nepal. It is very authentic to Nepal and enjoyed by all the ethnic communities in Nepal, from Tarai hill to mountain. It is dried and fermented leafy vegetable, basically made generally from mustard leaf. We call it rayako sag, and radish leaf. We call it mulako sag, and sometimes you also use cauliflower leaves as well. In Nepal, we have excess of these leafy vegetables before winter. So we basically store it for future purposes so that we have the taste, we can enjoy the taste of it when it is a dry season, or when it is not a good time for leafy vegetables. But right now, these days, you can get any vegetable in any season, but still people continue to store this gundruk, make this gundruk, and have it as curry or also as pickle. So so, so this is the food culture of Nepal and Kathmandu. Let me also tell you about Kathmandu. With the time and growing up urban culture, many people leaving agriculture, culture of going out and eating in the restaurant is growing. Basically, that's why we have multi cuisine restaurants available in Kathmandu and other parts of cities as well. Basically, in Kathmandu you can get all kind of international cuisine available in Tamil or Dharmarmarg area. So if our client want to enjoy their home food, then there are plenty, you name it and we have it. Like Mexican you can enjoy, Italian you get, Spanish you get, Vietnamese cuisine, Burmese cuisine, whatever you name it, and we have it in Nepal. So this is how we eat our Newari feast. You can see how big is our feast. And thank you so much. When I talked about the jaggery tart, this is how it is made until today. This centuries old tradition we still follow, and we have a specific day uh, in December, January. This festival falls, and we have it with ghee and this jaggery tart and boiled yam. So this is a tradition of having it. Thank you, everyone, and I welcome the floor for question and answer.
Right, Dinam, thank you so much. My mouth is watering after this presentation. So much of food pictures. The first question is from Shekhar. As you mentioned, the dal bhat is a famous dish of Nepal. However, when you talk about a lavish spread for guests visiting a Nepalese family, what would you serve?
If we, I mean, when we welcome a guest in the family, you mean to say, right? If I
Yes, yes.
understood the question correctly, when we welcome any guest in our family, if we it has to be lavish, then the variety along with dal bhat will be many. I would say you can. We have typical. I mean, if you talk about our house, then we have some appetizer like chara sadeko means marinated bird, not literally bird, but yes, chicken, but it is called chara sadeko as snacks. Then you will have anda sadeko. So we have a lot of sadeko word in terms of appetizer. So sadeko means you marinated or tossed with lemon or sesame seed powder. You make it nice. So these will be welcoming snacks to the guest, and dal bhat will definitely be, even if it is a lavish spread, you have to spread out. But we have, you can have meat, chicken, mutton. Mutton is usually there when you invite someone because people love eating mutton in Kathmandu, especially if I talk about, and in the villages also. And chicken will be there, then fish will be there, and then other vegetables will be. We get a lot of vegetable, green vegetables, and sag we call it, meaning leafy vegetable is a must in any kind of spread that you would want to welcome a guest in the house.
Deenam, is fish a part of the Nepali cuisine, especially in the mid hills, or is it more in the Terai region?
It is more in the Tarai region, Kuntil, but how I said fish was, I remember, I mean, from centuries, people have been consuming dried fish. Either they're making a pickle out of dried fish, frying it, or they make a curry mixing it with potato, and some beans. It turns out to be very nice, and this is something authentic to the hilly region where you don't get fresh fish easily. But definitely yes, for Tarai region. And now we have, the market is has become so small, and we can get good fresh fish from Tarai region. So fish is also kept as one of the dishes.
Right. And just for the audience, the Terai region would be closer to India. Uh,
Yes, north
yeah,
south.
towards the south, very different culture compared to the mid hills, and also when you go up, which is the upper hills, again a very different culture. Uh, uh, One thing I have noticed, Dinam, I have a friend who's a pradhan.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Kalimpong of Nepalese origin. He's a pradhan. So
Mm-hmm.
pradhan would be what? From which particular community?
If you talk about Pradhans, they are from Newar community,
Okay,
basically. Yeah.
basically, so what has happened that he is okay to have beef, but he's somewhat not okay to have pork. Uh,
Basically, yes, pork is not consumed. So we have a different and unique kind of caste system in Nepal, basically,
right.
and it divides people in two larger community. I would say one is people who consume alcohol. One is
Mm-hmm.
people who don't consume alcohol, but especially people from Newar community, they never take pork, but they take buff, maybe beef also in case
Right.
if he is in Darjeeling. Basically, poor people consider it as impure meat in some kind in some culture. So basically, that is the reason pork is not consumed. But people, not Niwari people, but Chetri and Brahmin people, not Brahmin also, Chetri people and other people, they consume wild boar, but they don't consume pork. So,
Okay.
so
So
a small,
wild boar which is hunted is okay, but a pork which is reared in a farm is not okay in Nepal, right? That's what
yes,
you say.
yes.
Right.
So
Very interesting.
basically, the concept of food is also guided by the concept of pure and impure. Basically, when you talk about pure, then there are certain food. For rice, if you consume the rice and that leftover is kept for the evening, that is considered as impure. So,
Right.
so you have to have that cultural nuances. And there's thin differences, but it is quite significant to a particular culture.
Right. Pratik is asking, Pratik, to answer your question. Dinam will tell you more. Pratik, to answer your question, Momo is one of the dish which didn't originate in Nepal but was brought by the Tibetans, if I'm not wrong, right? Dinam?
Ye-
Yeah.
Yes.
So Pratik is asking, hi Dinam, thanks for the presentation. Like any Indian Chinese, are there any dishes from India or other part of the world which is not originally from Nepal but has been adopted and is popularly consumed?
Yes. So noodles, if you talk about, when we popularly call them chow mein. So those are Chinese influenced or Tibetan influenced meal, I would say. And from India, I mean, our style of cooking is so much influenced by India. So basically, we consuming rice, dal, but we cook it a little differently. We don't have that thick kind of curries. Our curries are kind of soupy curries, or either they are sauteed vegetables. So the style of cooking is different, and you can get any kind of cuisine, as I mentioned in the presentation also. Um, um, Indian food that is very much popular. I would say Indian desserts. They've become a part of our life now. Earlier, we never used to get to taste many Indian dessert, but with a lot of Indian sweet shops opening in and around Kathmandu Valley and other part of the Nepal. Now, consuming Indian desserts have been part of our life, I would say.
Right. And it's very interesting. The Chinese restaurants in Thamel, which is run by Chinese citizens, it is very, very interesting. It's like another world, when you enter these Chinese restaurants. The menu is in Chinese, the food
Yes.
is so different. I mean, the way they would talk and chat, all the Chinese, it's like actually it feels
Yes.
like you were in China.
Yes, yes, Kuntil, this is something very new. Actually, it was kind of eye opener for me also, because
Yeah,
I had not been to that lane for a longer time, and I wanted Chinese. And one of my friend recommended a Chinese restaurant, and he told me that okay, go and find for a restaurant with green signboard on your left. And I went to that lane, and I was so surprised to see that there are restaurant on your right also, on your left also, throughout the lane. So it was so difficult for me to find that restaurant, and suddenly I found something in, I mean, a signboard with green. something written on it in Chinese.
Hmm.
And I went up, I see Chinese person eating, Chinese person cooking, serving, and preparing. So it was by Chinese for Chinese. I mean, the entire atmosphere was Chinese, and this is something very recent. This was not something that was there
No,
earlier.
it's very interesting because the restaurant that I entered, there was this lady who was sipping green tea from a little kettle kind of a pot. She was smoking her cigarette. They were like she was surrounded by five men, all Chinese, and they were having a blast. And she was
Yes,
quite amused when I said I don't know how to use the chopsticks. Can I get a fork? And she
okay.
was quite amused and said something in Chinese to me. I said I don't understand, and then the boy came and gave me fork, but the food was really good, really authentic Chinese. Uh,
Yes.
Rakesh Pandey is asking, "Hi Dinam, thanks for the delicious presentation. Any influences from Uttarakhand because the sel roti looks like singhal, which is popular in Kumaoni culture."
So
Like,
Uttarakhand has Nepali language speaking, many Nepali origin people as well. So they must have taken this culture of making sel roti to there, because sel roti is very unique to Nepal basically. So everywhere you find Nepali language speaking people, they will make sel roti. And other cuisines on the part of western region of Nepal would also be similar in Uttarakhand as well.
right. Naresh Kumar is asking, what is the most common Nepali cuisine popular among tourists, Europeans and Americans? What do they try and love the most?
They love momos the most, and dal bhat is the second, their second best, because also because many of the European and American, whoever come for soft adventure and hardcore adventure, it is always good to stick to dal bhat, because it is something we know how to prepare even in the high mountain, or if you go to the lowest region. And so it is always fresh, because they just pick the vegetables from their garden, cook it freshly. So it is always good to have. So in the briefing also they are told like that, and they also would love having dal bhat in Nepal.
Uh, Thakali and Newari, out of these two, which is the most popular one among tourists?
So Thakali cuisine is popular for their meal. Meal meaning the thali set with rice, dal, lentil. So for lunch, people definitely go for Thakali meal. But if you have to if you want to enjoy and experience the snacks of Nepal, or appetizer or starters, then definitely there it is Newari.
Right. And Milind Singh is asking any famous dish uh, which the mountaineers or the trekkers which they love, apart from Maggie, of course.
Again, I would say dal bhat is the favorite of mountaineers and trekkers,
Yeah.
because they would like to stick to that, and because it is fresh and good for their health, and calories also, they consume that.
Uh, Pratap Parmar is asking a question. I think Dinam, this should be a wonderful exercise for you instead of answering right now. He is asking, can you advise what are the signature dishes as per the community? So I think this should be a good. We can make a couple of good flyers on this. Where what does Newari? I mean, the Newari is a big term, isn't it? I mean, if you look at
Yes,
Newaris, could be again different castes and communities, right?
yes, yes.
So
So
maybe you can briefly answer this, and maybe we can do a couple of flyer on this different communities and one signature dish per community.
we can do that. We can do that, Kuntil. We can do a flyer kind of thing for a signature dish of each community. We can cover according to region also. We can cover one signature dish from mountain region,
Hmm.
one from mid hills, and
Hmm.
one from valley, and then from south in Tarai. Tarai also offer, especially with the Tharu people on the western Tarai, and in the mid Tarai, mid segment of Tarai. They have a they have beautiful varieties of cuisine they prepare. Their food stories are also very interesting.
Right. And can you just give us a couple of dishes, signature dishes per community? Maybe not all the communities, but
I would say, see, if I have to talk about the mountain people, their signature dish would be, I just forgot the name. It is made, it is a soup kind of thing, and where the bread are a similar kind, similar as thukpa, but it is not named as thukpa. Thukpa is something mountain people they love. And if you talk about Great Hills, it will be tiro and dal bhat only. The signature
mhm.
dish will be like that only. If you talk about Kathmandu Valley, we can. If I have to say one signature dish in Kathmandu Valley, I would, if I would say Yomari as a dessert. It is a signature dish of Kathmandu Valley. And towards south, we can, there is this dish called chicha. I don't know the exact recipe for it, but it is very popular among Tharu community people.
Right. Deenam, Jeevan Jena is asking about chura, which is a flattened rice in Nepali thali. Um, how is it helpful in terms of health benefits, and does it kind of goes with the climate?
So it has a very functional significance, I would say, Kuntil, because chura is something you can prepare and keep it. And mostly in Kathmandu region, people, I mean, all across Nepal, people, basically people, larger population where their occupation was agriculture. So basically, chura is used as khaza. It can be taken to the field and, it can be offered with tea also. It can be offered with tarkari, meaning some curry can be added, and it gives you the energy that you need to, you need to work on field. So basically, you don't have to prepare all the time. It's a kind of ready-made food of that time. So that's how, yeah, its significance is there.
Right. It's a very functional kind of a food item, right? Which can go with anything. Even
Yes.
even if you can put it on tea and have it. I've seen the tea laborers in working in the tea states of Assam. They take chura, put it on the red tea, and just they have it during
Yes,
breaks.
chia
Yeah.
chura. Yes, yes, exactly. Chia
Okay.
tea.
Ravinder Kaur is asking, "Hi Dinam, are majority people in Nepal vegetarian or non-vegetarian?"
They are non-vegetarian, Ravinder, because of our geographical condition also. Most part is, hilly region and mountainous region. People consume meat largely.
Okay, Anurag. Okay, Vipin Nayal is asking, is saying, thank you, Dinam, for the sumptuous presentation. I can relate many items which we too have in Uttarakhand, especially upper hills regions like dal bhat, mula ka achar, etc.
Hmm.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Manish Gandhi is asking, hi Dinam, as you describe momocha, the integral part of Nepal as appetizers. In India, a lot of innovation has been done on momos. And momos are available like kurkure momos, deep fried momos served with Sichuan sauce. Is it if these innovations are being promoted from Nepal, Tibet side, he means that all this we are getting like right now momos have been murdered in India.
Mhm.
You get chocolate momos also of all things.
Yes.
Yeah, paneer momos. I mean, so
Yes.
do you have different? Do you have this kind of innovations with momos in Nepal, or is it the straightforward classic momo?
Yes, we have gone a step ahead and innovated cabbage momo as well. So it has gone to that kind of a innovation. So basically, you get pote, which is sautéed momo. You get fried momos, and you get momo. Some people, they, I mean, if they are very health conscious, they've innovated momo out of whole grain. So all that kind of innovation, you get momo kind, chatpati kind of momo also, momo chaat kind of thing also.
Okay,
So people, yeah, so lot of innovation is being done in Momo,
right.
around Momo, I would say.
So basically, Nepal has also murdered the momo.
Yeah, they're about to kill
Yeah,
Momos.
I
Yes.
I quite love the original Tibetan momo, which is bland, but the feelings inside the momo is really nice. The way they do it with meat and the soup. It's bland. But it's very comforting when you have it.
Yes. So momos basically momo and momocha, that's how it is different. Momocha is little spicy and accompanied, I mean you add it in a paste kind of thing made of sesame seed and tomato pickle. And but I also love it the way it is supposed to be, and nothing can beat buff momo, especially in Kathmandu. If you are original from Kathmandu, then Wok momos are the best.
Yeah.
Apart from all those innovation, I also don't like innovated momos.
During the Nepal fam trip, I saw dried fish in local roadside shops out in the Kathmandu city. Uh, what do you call it, and how do you prepare it? Dry fish.
So dried fish, there are two way of preparing it basically. One is you add it in fresh pickle chutney of tomato. Other style of cooking is you make a curry with potato or some beans. It turns out to be very nice. And you rightly mentioned, when you are going out of Kathmandu Valley, you must have seen it in Maleku. There the people who are coming to Kathmandu from other parts of Nepal, they bring it home. They bring it from there. It is famous out there in Maleku. And we buy sukuti. It is called machako sukuti.
Is it, and you can make a chutney out of it as well, right?
Yes, yes. You deep fry it and add it in tomato pickle. It turns out to be very good. And with Szechuan pepper, of course.
Right. Here in Assam, in my hometown, the Bengalis, they just make lovely dry fish chutney.
Uh,
I have a neighbor, and like we kind of pay her to make the fish chutney and for us. Uh, Anurag Bhuttundru, here's a long question. He says, "Hi Dinam, thanks for a lovely presentation. And if you can also share some of the recipes of the food which is typical for Nepal, it would be lovely. You can do that offline, Dinam. Please make a note of it.
sure,
Uh,
I will definitely.
the dindo which you showed, is it something which is eaten in the higher reaches of Nepal? As here in India, in the high Himalayas in Himachal, we also have something similar which we call do,
Mm.
and when mixed with some sort of fermented concentrate which is used to make rice beer, it makes an excellent appetizer too. So you'd see this all, would you call it what, the eastern Himalayas,
Uh, uh,
or the
uh,
what do you call it, there's a connection, right? Or is it,
yes.
would you call it a Tibetan connection, what would you call it?
You basically, I mean, it again, it has a functional significance, because in the mountainous region and upper hilly region, you don't get paddy that much. You cannot plant paddy, but you have enough of barley or millet or buckwheat. So that's how they started making the paste of it, and it is. In terms of energy, it is a power. It is also called mountain fuel. So that's how they've started consuming this. It must be like similar to duo that you just mentioned, but I don't see it consuming along with making some, I mean, fermenting it or using it with fermented rice beer. But yes, you can accompany it with rice beer. That is also there, widely consumed along with rice beer, but you don't add to prepare it basically.
Yeah, it's basically, I think the connection is what you grow in the hills, where it's so difficult to grow anything, where
Yes.
barley, buckwheat, everything is grows uh, easily. Manish Gandhi is asking, hi Dinam, he's asking about Khukri Ram. Um, is it just packing up the rum in Khukri style bottle, or it has some speciality? The Khukri Ram, which is so popular.
The kukuri rum is popular. I think it is. I mean, it is bottled only over here. So
Okay.
kukuri rum is not. from Nepal. It is bottled here in cookery style bottle.
Ah, okay. Jeevan Jaina is asking how safe is it to eat from the local joints?
Momos, especially because it is steamed. Even the guests, they love to try the local ones. But if you want to be little conscious, you can get same authentic taste in hygienic restaurant. I mean, not too local place as well. But I would definitely love momos of local joint. But in terms of the what he says, choila and even masu in masu tarkari, you, you don't go for much adventure. We don't recommend client to just go anywhere and here have it, but we've identified some local places where even the client can go and enjoy, and it gives that authentic and local experience to them. So there are a couple of restaurants, places in and around Kathmandu Valley where we recommend them if they want to try out a very local and authentic taste.
Okay, Kunal Rai is asking, Nepalese cuisine, do you use whole spices? Black pepper, black cardamom, cloves,
Basically,
cinnamon. Is it
we use
whole? Is it
powdered,
or use?
not
Okay, okay.
sorry, continue.
So I'm saying in your particularly Nepalese cuisine, do you use whole spices or is it powdered and grinded and then kind of used?
It is basically powdered and kept in bottle for
Ah,
consumption for a longer period. It is
hmm,
basically done 2 3 times a year. So we use this black pepper, like you said, black cardamom, clove, cinnamon, fenugreek.
hmm,
Fenugreek is not powdered, but it
yeah.
is used as, you know, how do you put it on the oil,
Hmm.
hot oil. Turmeric is powdered, and we also use this Sichuan paper a lot in our food, especially when you are making pickle, or if you are making some kind of doing some kind of marination. We use Sichuan paper a lot. So
Right.
that is influence from
Right.
northern.
I'm just curious. Whole spices, is it more commonly used in the Terai region? The whole
Um,
spices?
yes, in some meat dishes, yes.
Yeah, because in Assam in particular, we don't use powdered spices. It's all whole spices. Uh,
Okay. And I mean, how do you use it? You just put it like that in
yeah, we
oil?
just put it on the yeah, we just put it on the dish, pepper and
Okay.
all. We just hardly powder it. So
Okay.
yeah, I think we have answered almost all the questions. What is this? Do we have any more questions?
Thank you.
No. No, we don't have any more questions. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dinam, for this lovely presentation on food from Nepal. I'm sure we can have many webinars, especially now we can break it down into even we need to do one on the Terai region, which would be, I think, a very, very interesting kind of food there. So thank you,
Yes.
Dinam, and thank
Thank
you
you,
everybody
Jim.
for tuning in. Please fill in the poll before leaving. Give us a feedback. It helps us to get better. And Dinam, don't forget Pratap Parmar's request. Is a very interesting one where we can do probably a flyer on Nepalese food, where we have this beautiful picture of maybe a Gurung girl and what is the you know dish signature
We
dish of the
can,
community. Maybe you can involve that Gundruk person.
yes,
uh,
yes, we can do that.
you
Yes,
can do
yes.
it. Please fill in the poll before leaving. Give us a feedback, and it helps us get better. And tomorrow, we have a very interesting webinar, which will be the second webinar from our sustainability series. It's called a Naga Saga, where we will be focusing on the traditional wisdom and knowledge of the Nagas of Nagaland of Northeast India. See you tomorrow at 3:25. And thank you, Dinam, so much. Stay safe, stay
Thank you,
healthy.
Jim, for the opportunity.
Yeah,
Thank you. You
speak
too.
to you
Bye.
soon.